Hello and welcome to Hair in the Hawthorn. I'm your host Kate Ray, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm super excited and I'm really charged up for this one. So usually on this channel I am talking to guests about things to do with the paranormal, fae, strangeness, etc. Today there's no guest, but I had to come on because there have been exciting developments and developments that have really grabbed my attention over the last couple of days. So I want to talk to you today about a character that's bubbled up in the fae world over the past few years. His name's Erwin Saunders, and I'm going to be dubbing him the Banksy of the fairy world. It's no doubt that this year with lockdowns and COVID, C-19, that there has been a general desire and need and want for people to have magic in their lives. I mean, I've definitely seen an increase, I've spoke about it before, of things like fairy doors in forests. So things popping up, magical things really, popping up around woodlands. The whole thing with the stones, you know, the treasure stones being placed in various different places. So there's that treasure hunt feel as well. So people are really craving magic right now. And we've seen that really blow up, and it's something that I haven't talked about, and maybe I should have done when it started, but I was really excited about the whole 2020 monolith thing that went off globally. So we saw these huge metal structures. The first one appeared in Utah in America, and subsequently these things popped up all over the world globally. In Europe, there was one on Glastonbury near the tower. Some of them had strange markings and coordinates on, others were just plain. Some of them artists actually said, yep, hands up, this was me who put that there. They would appear and then disappear in a matter of days. It was just, for me, such an exciting thing. It was that excitement of there are interesting and mysterious things going off in the world, and people were really buying into that feeling of play. Now with Erwin Saunders, if you haven't come across his YouTube channel, and I'm sure a lot of you will. I know the paranormal world was opened up to this when Barry Guy did a workshop and spoke about it. We also chat about Erwin Saunders. We've got a soft spot for this guy. So his YouTube channel started 3 years ago, and it's basically 11 videos of a bumbling anthropologist type in a woodland, and he comes across fairies and films these fairies in a really lovely, innocent way. They're short snippets, they're only a few minutes long each piece. And he talks about his friend, I think his friend's called Tom, who helps him out with uploading things to the internet. And he definitely comes across as this David Bellamy, big beard, wearing sort of crag hopper, you know, combaty gear. He's out in the woods with his hat on, and he looks like he should be part of the flora and fauna. And he has such a sweet nature about him, and it's easy to watch, and it's beautiful to watch as well. And in these videos, he will point out where he's seeing different fae that will pop up. And we'll see them sort of, and they are brilliant. They are brilliant. These things are brilliant and very clear. And there has been speculation about whether they're real or not. And I'm going to start off really with this talk about my stance on this. They're not real to me. They're not real. They are, however, very much of an ilk of how fae look. However, these to me, they're CGI'd. They are beautifully CGI'd, you know, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It does not matter that that it is a CGI project. What matters to me is that Erwin has brought back to my life, at least, and to others, this sense of enchantment that we haven't had for so long. So why is my excitement? Why is my excitement? So this character, and I have done some digging like many people have on this subject, he is a character. He is a character, and he's a character played very well. I'm not going to disclose the name of the person who it is, because I don't even think that that's relevant. But the person who put it together and who is Erwin is he works in media industry. the interesting thing about this is, of all things to do as a showcase side project, which I believe that it is, he picks fairies. I've tried to contact this guy. I have sent messages over the last probably few months, sort of almost begging him to come forward and to chat to me on this YouTube channel about it, even if he comes as Erwin. In fact, I would love it if he came along as Erwin and did a chat. So if you do watch this, please, please, please get in contact with me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The backstory is absolutely irrelevant, because what this has done for me over the last 2 days is reignited my excitement again. I am buzzing, and the new developments have been, this guy hasn't posted anything on YouTube for over a year. I've just had a quick check, and it's a year. And from that, there was a Facebook page set up trying to find him, because people were genuinely concerned about the safety of Erwin. And there was rumours going around that he'd been whisked away into fairyland. There was the other macabre rumour that he died. That was the other narrative that was going on around it. And people were absolutely genuinely heartfelt concerned. So yesterday, I received a message from Barry Guy saying, have you seen that Erwin's posted? This is a year later. And I mean, it was so big, his disappearance, that 14 Times magazine, Journal of Strange Phenomena, did a massive piece on him a few months ago, trying to sort of figure out the mystery that is Erwin. So I literally jumped on. I expected it to be one of his normal YouTube videos, which is him sat in a woodland, talking about the Fae, talking about what he's finding. This video was like, what is this? What is this? It's basically a few minutes long. It's one picture, and it has Celtic style music over the top with somebody talking. There's poetry in the background. And this picture it's a riddle. It's a mystery. So it's obviously one of his drawings, and he has signed it ES in the corner. So the internet is assuming that it is one of his drawings and not something he's just lifted. I'm going to describe it to you, but you can go to his YouTube channel and check this out. So it's basically a tombstone, or a small standing stone that's central to the picture. And it looks like it's on top of a vista down into sort of a rolling hill. This is my interpretation of it. It's not hugely clear, and I have tried to take screenshots of it so I can get some clarity. Either side, sort of coming in to the picture, are rolling clouds at the top. And at the bottom of the tombstone, which is super interesting, the sort of foliage around and about, is at least 2 fish curled up dead, and some eggs in the grass. And it looks very much like, to me, a Victorian print from a book. This is where it gets interesting. So for me, interpreting art, that's my background. I'm history of art and design background. So this is what I do. I kind of break down components of art. And this is puzzling me. It's so exciting. It really is. So on the tombstone, we have some kind of glyph, some kind of strange alphabet, a writing. It's, for me, when I first saw it, I thought it was alchemaic. It looked very alchemaic. There was elements of that very ancient alchemy reference. Then there's elements of Greek Roman, ancient Greek Roman. Now, some people were saying, is it Elvish? And it's definitely not Elvish writing. It's not got the sinuous lines of Elvish writing. And it's definitely not Theban or angelic or witch text either. And I spent a good 2 hours yesterday trying to figure out what was on this tomb. There's also some lettering at the top as well. I think it's 0 V0 and then something else over this side. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. Decoding's not my thing. I get the feeling though that this is hidden in plain sight. This is a riddle hidden in plain sight, and it's not so much. I think it feels to me as though the text and the tomb are a bit of a red herring. This is just my feeling, my interpretation. So within that, we have these fish and we have the eggs, and that to me is a reference to spring. So we have the reference with the eggs to springtime. The music that's over the top has definitely got a Celtic on the Scottish feel of Celtic music. And what is interesting is that the poetry, that it's very ethereal within the music. So you only pick up bits of the poetry. And somebody in the comments very quickly had said that this is a Rabbie Burns poem. And it's a Rabbie Burns poem about Mary Queen of Scots. Now, in that poem, and I have written it down, but I've been too excited, so I haven't sort of got all my bits together. There is reference to the Fae, and it's not a particularly nice reference to the Fae, but that poem is about the coming of spring. It's about the march of spring and it coming forward. So I'm thinking that this is a message that we are going to see him back on our screens on YouTube come Ostera, come Easter. And I think he's moved. I think he's gone up into the Highlands somewhere, and we're going to see a series of Scottish pixies. I'm so hoping that's it. So we think he's not dead, which is a bonus. We don't think he's killed off the character, which is another bonus. Maybe it's his coming back after a time in fairyland. So people are discussing on his YouTube channel about the tombstone, and is this reference to his death? Is this going to be an announcement from somebody else that Erwin is dead? Or I don't think it is. I think that this isn't a tombstone. It's not a gravestone to me. This is a marker stone. This is the kind of stone that you would see on a journey that would give you an indication of direction. It's not in a cemetery setting. I spent a lot of time going through some of the comments yesterday, and people are seriously excited. I mean, the hits that it's got and the comments that it's got is absolutely, it's through the roof. It's crazy through the roof. One of the interesting aspects of how it unfolded over the last sort of 14 hours, which is when I really caught up with it. I've had a quick scan today, but I'm going to have a proper scan this afternoon. The comments that Erwin himself from that YouTube channel had liked were all referencing to, we need to decode this. This is a riddle. So when people were putting things like that, he was liking them, which I think is part of the interplay of what's going off. This also reminds me, I mean, there was a book when I was a child, and I'm going to get the title of it wrong, and I can't remember the author for love and money. But it was in the library at junior school called, it was something like The Golden Hare. And it was basically a book of riddles that you solved. And the author had produced this beautiful golden hare and put it in a place. And if you solved all the riddles, you could find this golden hare. It was physically buried somewhere. And I remember being so excited about this book. I mean, I was too young to even read a lot of the words, let alone decipher the riddle. But the journey for me of the excitement of knowing that somebody had put something like this out into the universe to challenge our curiosity and to make life more magical is the absolute key to what's going off here. I can't wait to see how this develops and unfolds. I am super excited, and I'm hoping that from me talking about it, please go and have a look at his stuff. Put some stuff in the comments down below this this video, and see together if anybody can get to the bottom of this to sort of crack this code that's come up. I've woken up this morning for the first time in a long time. I am buzzing about this. This is just really piqued piqued my interest. I know that other people around me are just like, yeah, whatever. But for me, this is brilliant. This is what fairy is all about. It's that curiousness, the playfulness. It's being an adult and being excited about life again. So just want to say, you know, well done, Erwin. You know, whatever is going off, I'm absolutely loving it. And can we have more cryptic? Can we keep going with this cryptic content, because it's just seriously beautiful stuff, seriously beautiful. Like I say, this is not my usual, and I'm just so excited about this. I'm going to come back and do updates as this story unfolds. And if anybody wants to come on and chat with me about this particular case, if somebody's been really doing the research, because for me, I've not really done a huge amount of digging. I've done some bits of digging, but I've not done a huge amount of digging. So if anybody is a real Erwin fan and wants to come on and chat me through what their theories are and where they think they're going, then absolutely I welcome you. Just drop it in the comment, and we'll have a chat and take it from there. What a Sunday though, what a Sunday. It's really stoked my fire, and I'm so grateful for that. Let's crack this code together. Let's find out what's going off. And thank you for the magic, Erwin. Thank you very much for that. It's awesome. I'm going to leave you with that. We're kind of going to be resuming hopefully in the next few weeks. I've got some guests lined up. There's been a bit of technical issues going off, so guests have been put back a little bit, but I've got 2 fantastic guests lined up for the next couple of weeks, so interesting times ahead. And I still want to carry on talking to all kinds of different people from different walks of life and their theories about fairies and their theories about the world of the strange, really, and the paranormal. But for today, I'm going to leave you with Erwin Saunders. Please go and check it out. Have yourself some fun this afternoon. Sit down with a cup of coffee and see if we can crack this.